Walk into a Walmart today and you'll feel a cold sweat. A basic toaster that cost $20 last year is suddenly flashing a $35 price tag. It's not just toasters. Grocery bills, clothing, and electronics are all creeping up, leaving the middle class wondering, what happened? Then comes Donald Trump, stepping up to the podium and delivering his favorite magic economic cure. Tariffs! The promise is simple and aggressive. We will put a massive 60% tax on foreign goods to make America rich again and protect our factories. Millions of patriotic voters cheer. In their minds, they see this as a glorious victory where foreign nations are forced to pay for America's wealth. They imagine a giant cartoon Uncle Sam standing at the border, holding out his hand, and demanding cash directly from foreign factories. Pay up! But as an economist, I have to pop this bubble. The psychological trick of the tariff is that it sounds like a tax on foreigners. In reality, global politics and tax laws do not work that way. Foreign governments do not pay a single cent of this tax to Washington. So, who writes the check? When a container of parts arrives at the port of Los Angeles, it is the American importing company that pays the tax. It is a consumption tax, collected at the U.S. border. The U.S. government gets the money, but it comes directly out of American business accounts. Suddenly, a local business sees its raw material costs skyrocket by 60%. Their financial ledger is bleeding red ink. The business is now trapped. They have 3 brutal options to survive this sudden economic shock, and none of them are pleasant. Option 1 is to eat the cost, which destroys their profits and stops them from growing. Option 2 is to lay off workers to save money. But 90% of the time, businesses choose option 3. They simply push the entire tax bill onto you, the ordinary consumer. They reprice their inventory. Everything from your morning coffee to your next smartphone gets a price hike to cover Trump's tax. Here is the macroeconomic trap that most people miss. It's not just imported foreign products that get expensive. Domestic factories inside America raise their prices too. Why? Because they no longer have to compete with cheap foreign stuff. With foreign competitors taxed out of the market, local businesses can charge more just because they can. It's an open invitation for inflation. But wait, global economics is a game of chess, not a single-player game. When America punches with tariffs, the world punches back. Other countries get mad. They immediately launch retaliatory tariffs aimed directly at America's most vulnerable industries. Who gets executed first? American farmers. Countries like China stop buying U.S. pork, soybeans, and corn, shifting to suppliers like Brazil. Suddenly, American fields are left with massive mountains of rotting, unsold surpluses that nobody wants to buy. To save the farmers from bankruptcy, the U.S. government then has to spend billions of taxpayer dollars on massive bailout packages. Think about the irony. The government uses your tax money to fix a crisis caused by the very tariff that was supposed to protect the economy. This is a textbook domino effect. Higher tariff costs lead to higher shelf prices, which leads to lower consumer spending, cooling the entire economy. In reality, America First tariffs work like a hidden sales tax on the working class, transferring wealth from your wallet to the state. Even worse, it hurts low-income families the most. Rich people don't care if a toaster costs $15 more, but for a struggling family, it means cutting back. Politicians love tariffs because they sound strong, simple, and patriotic on television. But the global supply chain is a delicate web. So the next time a leader promises to make foreign nations pay for America's wealth, check the manufacturing label on your shoes first and prepare your bank account. Subscribe to Stickman Chronicles for more blunt, easy-to-understand breakdowns of the economic systems that rule your wallet.